We're getting into a season whereby the country is relying heavily on the media to give information about what is happening, whether it is political activity and engagement prior to the general election, during the time where certain things are happening, where votes are being cast, when then counting continues, and then after that, when results are declared. That time, people will rely on the media and are already relying on the media to show. Now, we've already stepped aside from a place where we've stepped forward, whereby the media now is not just the traditional media that we know of your newspaper, your radio, or television. It has morphed into what many people can call the media. But if you look at the traditional lines that have already been drawn, it is upon that people are looking to for information. Can these two scenarios operate at the same time, Eric, whereby there is an attack on the media? We've seen the shutdowns, we've seen the embargoes. We have most recently been told that somebody is having a conversation somewhere about the denying of the transmission of results as they come in, which the media would normally then be able to broadcast. Can these two scenarios operate where the media has a role to play and then you see all of these other things coming in?
Okay, then let me just, first of all, just to add to what Nyakundi has said, we have gone beyond condemning some of these things. Actually, if you go to court, there are a number of private prosecutions before the courts whereby we've sued government and individual police officers who are involved in attacks and harassment of journalists. So indeed, we've done that beyond just condemning. So going back to your question is that, yes, we are looking at a campaign season. So one, the media is as important as it's ever been at the moment, because like you say, that the media has moved into a very big institution whereby there are different platforms. And with all these platforms, if we do not support the mainstream of the legacy media, as you say, then obviously we are going to have a problem, because if you talk about social media and other digital platforms, these platforms, they carry each and everything that they come across. They are not verified. There is no truth about what is going on, and they spread disinformation and misinformation. So while that is happening, that's now where the importance of the legacy media comes in, because if you are getting information on social media or digital platform, you definitely have to run to the mainstream media. Somebody will ask, did you hear that being broadcast by Spice? Somebody will say, no, I didn't do that. Can you verify with the Standard? Can you verify with the SKTN? So we are in a moment where legacy media actually is very important in terms of debunking and flagging out misinformation and disinformation. And I believe that's the reason why you see politicians and their supporters targeting the media. This is a well-planned strategy. I believe that when they're planning how they are going to cause mayhem, one of the strategies is that, number one, make sure that there's a media blackout. There is no media in the vicinity at the time we are attacking people, because definitely what will happen, media will be documenting what is going on. And this evidence can be used to track and prosecute the people who are involved in perpetuating violence against the journalists and even against the politician. So the number one strategy, because I've been a journalist, I've been in the field, what they usually do is that you'll hear, sometimes you'll even hear from a radio call saying that make sure there is no media in the vicinity. Even during the Gen Z protests, you could see the system that the Gen Z were using, trying to tell the Gen Z that make sure you are around where the media is, so that when you are attacked, journalists are able to capture the evidence and also to capture the pictures and the photos of what is going on, so that we can use that as an evidence to follow and track the people who are involved in shooting the Gen Zs. So it is a strategy that is usually well planned, that number one, when we get in there, make sure that the media or the journalists are not there. If they are there, make sure, or if they have captured anything, you destroy their cameras, destroy their recorders, so that there's nothing that can be used against the people who are doing all this. So it's a strategy. So what we usually try to ask is that when journalists are going out there, because it's also in the best interest of the security people and also politicians, that the media is there so that they are able to capture what is going on. So it is important and responsibility of these people to ensure that there are safe corridors for journalists when this all is going on. Yeah. So the journalists are able to capture what is going on there, because it's in the best interest of all of us that all these are captured so that we can sit down and try to have a conversation. Is this the country we want to have, and who are these people? And also try to hold the people responsible for maintaining law and order accountable, because the subject of accountability is becoming very difficult in this country. Nobody wants to be held accountable. So if journalists can be allowed to do their work, we should be able to deal with this menace. Otherwise, today it could be journalists. Next time they'll invade a police station or a hospital. Remember in the past we saw during the protest, whereby these protesters stormed up hospital and harassed healthcare workers in that particular facilities. So if it's happening to the media, it can happen to any other profession. So even the courts, one day they'll even invade the courts and kick and harass judges there, magistrates and lawyers, anybody in the court. So this is a problem that will affect us as a nation. And it's important that we should not just see it as if it is only affecting journalists who are covering this event, but it's something that will move into something that we will may not be able to address if it's not